This is full squad. Roll. You. Gentle arm. Yeah. Right. Hey, Gearbox, yeah. Boost that signal and punch through that interference. We got a House of G to get going on here. Boom, chakalaka. All right, let's get our geek on here. Hey there, and welcome back to the House of G. It is Monday, and I hope you're having a good one here. If you're not, then hopefully this will help pick things up for you. I'll tell you, doing the stream definitely helps me get through Mondays. No doubt about that, Boom chakalaka. And yeah, we like to have a little bit of fun here. This has been an interesting live stream series, let me tell you. If you're new to the channel, new to the stream, and hey there, Remy, how you doing? Good to see you. It's always good to see you, Remy, but I'm still getting used to this. It's cool stuff. I'm glad you're enjoying it, but I'm still getting used to it myself. To think that somehow this channel, the stream, has become part of somebody's Monday morning ritual. That is just some really cool stuff. It's things like that, details like that. You're not prepared for. I was not prepared for it. See, it's great to see it there. Hope you got some fantastic coffee there. I just finished mine off, and hopefully that'll be enough to get me through the rest of this Monday here myself. So, ooh, doggy. Oh, that's good to hear. That's good to hear. That's good to hear. Boom, chakalaka. Well, yeah, we're gonna be getting into it today, as usual. Got 4 more issues to go through, and yeah, if anybody else is watching that's new to the channel, I've been going through my collection here. I've had a stack of comic books going back to around 2000. Let's see, most of them to around Jiminy Cricket. A bunch of them 1999, 1998. Some of them from around 2010, 2011. Who doggy soldier on? Yes, we will. Pop culture is in just a massive meltdown across the board. And yeah, so there have been other channels doing this for a long time, blazing those trails. And I'm just I'm very new to the scene here, just trying to do my part, make my own footprint, as it were. And the battle for pop culture rages on. And one thing I'm learning is that going through these back issues and taking a closer look at them, doing some reminiscing, getting into that nostalgia, along with that 2020 hindsight, it's painting a very interesting picture. Let's put it that way. So yeah. So I've been going through my collection, bagging and boarding some long overdue comic books that have been sitting around. And yeah, it's been a fun trip. Once we get through that stack, made some pretty good progress. Oh yeah, so for those that are new to the channel, let me show you something here. I've been collecting comic books for a very long time, since I was a kid. I'm one of the original geeks and gamers. I was a geek before it was cool and whatnot. Part of collecting comic books, I love to read them. If I didn't enjoy reading them, I wouldn't be collecting them. But then once you're done reading them, you want to take good care of them. So, bagging, boarding, putting them into storage, that's all part of the experience. And, well, recently I found a way to make that experience just a little more fun. Yeah, this thing's starting to get heavy because it is getting full now. And we got my comic book box here, covered with the Transformers. Some pretty old school looking stuff there. I love this box, let me tell you. This thing's just too much fun. Ooh, doggy. On the side here, we got one Optimus Prime wielding the spark of life. This box is just too cool for school. Brings me back to my childhood here. And it's just, yeah, it just makes the whole, actual collection and storage of your comic books just that much more fun. It really does. It's like, most of my boxes, they're just a plain old white. Yeah, the plain old white storage, comic book storage boxes. These boxes are from BCW, a company I became recently acquainted with. And it's just adds a whole other dimension to it. On the cover here, we got, boom, Optimus Prime cleaning the clock of one Megatron. That's just such a cool scene right there. That is classic Transformers. Let me tell you, it's just yeah, it gets me kind of excited there. Every time I get ready to do the stream, I pull out the box. I got this stuff going on. I mean, it really sets the stage, if you know what I'm saying. So. Ooh, doggy. Okay, so, yep, let's go ahead and get into our first issue here that we're going to bag and board. Let's see here. So, you might not be surprised by this if you've been watching. We got one Thunderbolts. Yes, sir, Bob. Back in the day, I was actually a pretty good fan of the Thunderbolts. It's a pretty decent series. As you can see, this is from May, issue number 26. Mach 1 in prison in peril. So, if you don't know the background of the Thunderbolts, they were originally super villains trying to turn over a new leaf, taking on new identities, and attempting to amend for their past by becoming a superhero team. So apparently Mach 1 ends up in prison here. So, okay. It seems like a bit of a turn of events there. Not too pleasant one. Now, this issue is from 1999. And it's in, well, I was going to say it's in fairly decent condition, but yeah, some of the ink is a bit rubbed off. So, I mean, yeah, there's a bit of damage. So this one's not in the best condition. Like I said, I was saying before, I've had a fairly nomadic life, so there have been times when I have not been able to take care of my comic books properly. And as a matter of fact, I was actually separated from my collection for quite some time. It is a miracle, a small miracle in and of itself, that I still have my collection at all. So I'm grateful just to have this. So yeah, it's not in terrible condition, but it's not in perfect condition. But I'm going to go ahead and bag and board it and try to maintain it as is for as long as possible. Oh, what year, Remy? It was 1999. May, issue number 26. Boom shakalaka. 1999. Yeah, so Thunderbolts have been around for a good while there. And honestly, I enjoyed the series. It wasn't perfect, had its flaws just like everything else, but yeah, I had fun with it. I enjoyed the premise of the team and everything. Trying to turn over a new leaf and whatnot. I totally understand that kind of message. And overall, I mean, it was good. It was good. So let's see. Let's go ahead and get into this. Try and figure out what's going on with Mach 1, why he's in prison. Yeah. So it's understandable that some of these guys in there might not be too happy with him, considering that he's been trying to play the part of the hero and everything. So, along with the rest of the Thunderbolts. Now we've gone through several issues already. I have a surprising number of Thunderbolts issues. So you may or may not know Zemo does play a role in this title, and yeah, he's been causing a lot of problems for this team. Boom, yummy, yummy. Okay, so this takes place after the destruction of a vault, which is a super villain prison complex. And let's see here. Boom, boom, yummy, yummy. Yeah, some sort of press conference. Hold on. Let's see here. Okay, so I don't know if I have the previous issue on this. Oh, number 23. Okay, so this is issue number 26. Issue number 26. Apparently in issue number 23, Mach 1 turned himself in. I'm not sure what for. I don't have the issue there. But yeah, she's talking about him, reminiscing in her head. Yeah, he turned himself in issue 23 for something. I don't know if it's for previous crimes. Because, okay, so yeah. So in this particular panel right here, she is, she's having like this inner monologue deal going on. And she is actually talking about how they were former criminals trying to reform themselves. So that's why they had these new identities and whatnot. Now, Hawkeye is in this issue. Like, he's right there. Boom. Hawkeye. So they actually do bring in the more mainstream heroes and everything into the series, which was a really nice touch. Because it does add a bit of legitimacy to the team and everything. So, I like this. I really did enjoy it. I enjoyed this title. So I got to look up, see what happened to it exactly. I mean, it lasted for a while. I would say it would be interesting to see these guys in movie form, but not right now. Not until pop culture and entertainment does a hard 180 and gets back to the roots of entertainment and pop culture and comic books specifically. There's always it sure seems like it. Yeah. You've got to have a redhead in there somewhere. Well, she's actually, I think her name is Siren, and she's like a pseudo red. I'm trying to find a good shot of her. Let me see if I can find a good picture of her. She's more at the beginning there, setting this. She's basically setting the stage for this issue. So I'm not sure there's going to be a good shot of her in this one. Let's see here. No. Okay, so that's pretty much the only point she shows up by the looks of it. So it might be hard to tell. So, yeah, she is sort of a redhead, but she's it's more like just the front part of her hairstyle is red and then the rest of it's white. So I don't know. I got no idea if that's natural or not, or if she colors it. I got no idea. It's so she's like part redhead, part white haired. But yeah, there's usually some sort of redhead thrown into the mix there. You gotta have that fiery, just spunk and whatnot, I guess. It's a nice point right there though, Remy. It's like, yeah, it does seem like there are certain things about comic book superhero teams that do kind of cross over. And trying to think DC, any redheads, and on the Justice League. I'm trying to think. Wonder Woman. I don't know. I'm blanking on any redheads for the Justice League. But as far as Marvel goes, yeah, I think you might be right there. I mean, stuff does get formulaic when in comic books. That's yeah. Because you know how companies are, especially when they get bigger. The bigger a company gets, a corporation gets, the more formulaic they get, because they're afraid of losing the bottom line. They're afraid of losing that money, the audience. So they become more afraid to take risks, to be creative, and that actually brings up a pretty good point. See, the original characters, yeah, Captain America, Spider-Man, the Avengers, man, who else? Batman, Superman, the Trailblazers of the comic book, characters that lead into modern comic books. They weren't afraid to take risks. They came up with fantastic ideas for characters and stuff like that. Nowadays, Jiminy Cricket, man, look at the new characters that come up with it, and it's just boring. For something about Star Wars: The High Republic, there's a character. He's literally a rock. I mean, I've seen a picture of him. It just looks like a rock. His name's Geode. It's like, really? Like, how much imagination did it take to come up with that? It's not a whole lot. It's it does kind of touch on a point there. Stuff gets formulated. It wasn't as bad back in the day. Nowadays, yeah, the stuff has gotten so formulaic. There's no variation anymore. It's a lot of cookie cutter stuff. They're just stamping it out, boom, 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 boom. It wasn't as bad at this point, but you do kind of bring up a good point there. Glad you're amused. That's good to hear. That's good. Oh, boo, who doggy, Jimmy Kirk. Okay, so yeah, okay, so he's in Seagate Prison, which I guess is a replacement for the Vault. And let's see, so wait a minute, wait. Okay, so Mach 1 is so he wakes up, he's having some sort of dream, and apparently it's not a very pleasant dream. I'm not exactly sure, without actually sitting down and reading it, I'm not exactly sure what the dream's about, but it doesn't sound too pleasant. So he's like, he's in his prison cell. He wakes up from this dream. He's processing it, and he's talking about how he's gotten used to it, but he doesn't have to like it. So it doesn't sound like a pleasant dream. Being in prison, I mean, I've never been in prison myself. We'll say there's been some family situation where dealing with prison and someone that didn't belong there. They didn't even do anything. I'm not going to get into that, but yeah, I've done a lot of visitation, stuff like that. It's not a pleasant place. It really isn't. So it's meant to be punishment. It is, and correction, rehabilitation. Modern prison system, we're not going to get into that, but it is a hot mess, no doubt about that. So as you can imagine, he's having a bit of a tough time in there. He turned himself in voluntarily because these guys, they're former villains. That's what's so interesting about the series. They're former villains trying to rehabilitate, become superheroes. He turned himself in. Apparently, somebody figured out who he was and what crimes he did. As far as I can tell, that's what's going on. So that's why he's in prison. And that just goes to show he really is trying to turn over a new leaf. So that makes the character that much more interesting, at least for me. Let's see here. So yeah, as you might expect, yeah. So he's in there with a bunch of other villains, and I'm assuming that the Thunderbolts they did, okay, because that's Captain Boomerang right there. What that middle panel? That's Captain Boomerang. In one of the previous issues, they were if I remember correctly, they were fighting Captain Boomerang among some others. So yeah, Captain Boomerang has an axe to grind with Mach 1 here, as you might expect. So he takes looks like an eating utensil, knife, and turns it into a boomerang, throws it at him. Mach 1, he senses it, hears it, something like that, catches it in midair, boom, gets into a fight. It's not a good situation for him. He was once a supervillain, now, trying to be a hero. He's trying to redeem himself. That's why he's in this position. It makes for interesting reading. It really does. And I mean, if you look at some of this artwork, it's not bright and cheery like for the situation. It's a pretty dire. It's a gloomy situation. Let's put it that way. And the artwork reflects that. So the artist did a pretty good job of reflecting the situation. In my humble opinion, they did a pretty good job of it. And then, what is this? What is going on with this? See, I'm not sure what's going on with this. So we got Rhino here. I don't know if this is in the prison or not. We got Rhino here, and he's actually all strung up and everything. They're doing some sort of experimentation on him. The word lockdown, foreshadowing. Lockdown, wait a minute. Did I miss something? Where did you get the lockdown from? Or did I say it? I'm just jabbering on here, so sometimes you might catch something and I might not even be aware of it. So it's like, boom shakalaka. Yeah, redemption though. That's what these guys are all about. They're about redemption. One of the things about pop culture, especially cancel culture, these people don't believe in forgiveness. They don't believe in redemption. That's a spiritual problem on their part. That's what I don't know if people are starting to realize that or not. But this whole thing about cancel culture, It's anti-forgiveness, anti-redemption. It's like you make a mistake, even if it's not a mistake, not it's something they're just offended over. They won't they won't forgive you for it. So you need to lose everything because of something they perceive as an offense from 10, 15, 20 years ago. It's a lack of redemption. It's a lack of forgiveness and a lack of redemption, let alone the fact that you have the right to think what you want to think. And for the most part, say what you want to say. That's one of the things that's drawing me to this title at the moment. It's about redemption and second chances. Modern pop culture is the exact opposite of that at this point. Can you taste the irony? Can you taste the irony there? It's oh my gosh, man. That's just kind of mind blowing. Just thinking about that. I just made that connection between modern pop culture and Thunderbolts here, right there live on the stream. That's why I love doing this House of G here, because it helps. It's jogging. It's putting those brain cells to work. Let's see. I'm trying to Mach 1 in prison page, I think. I'm trying. No, you mentioned lockdown, and I'm like, it's just kind of. I'm not gonna dwell on it too much, but I'm like, yeah. There it is. Nice catch right there. Boom, lockdown. Yeah. So, yeah. Okay. I just glossed right over that. Yeah. So, I see what you're saying. But yeah, they don't believe in forgiveness. They say they can resolve it without forgiveness. Terrifying. Exactly. It's a spiritual problem. These people lack a moral and spiritual compass, which is one of the reasons why you can't worry about what they think. They're never going to forgive you. You can apologize till you're blue in the face for something that you shouldn't even be apologizing for. It's not going to make a difference. They don't care. They don't believe in forgiveness. They don't believe in second chances. They will tear you down. And then at some point when they got nobody else left to tear down, they will destroy each other. And they're already doing it. There are people that are on this same wavelength that they've been allies, and now they're tearing each other apart. And they do it all the time. That's why you can't bend the knee to these people. They don't believe in forgiveness or second chances or redemption. And that's when you've actually done something legitimately wrong, and most of the time you haven't. So it's just like, you got to stand up to it. You have to stand up to it. And the parallels we're drawing some parallels here. I mean, this isn't the first issue of Thunderbolts that we've gone over. It's the first time I've made that connection, though. Very fascinating. It's very fascinating. Terrifying, though, it is a good word for it. Because, I mean, without second chances, nobody would succeed. Nobody would prosper. Everybody would be destroyed. That's anti-life. That's anti. As far being an American citizen, that's anti-American. That's anti-Constitution. I don't sit here and flaunt my faith and all like that. I'm a Christian. I believe in God. That's anti-God. That's anti-Christ. That's anti-Bible. I'm not gonna go religious here, but this stuff's connected. It is. These people are anti-forgiveness, anti-second chances. It's not a good thing. It's definitely not a good thing. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, yeah, so there was Rhino. He's in here somewhere by the looks of it. They're doing something to him. Yeah, more dark and gloomy artwork there because it's a very dire situation. It's not a pleasant place. You got the Rhino there. Yeah, I don't sit here and go through every single word of dialogue, but oh, hello, that does not look pleasant. So all of a sudden, I got these guys. I don't know if they're guards or whatnot, and all of a sudden, boom, you got these hands reaching out. That looks like Rhino's costume right there on the hands. So it looks like maybe he got loose there. It's a very unpleasant situation for that guard. And then you go to the next panel, and shablamo! There's a Rhino breaking loose there. So they were doing something to him. Whatnot. He does not look happy about it. Come on, let's get this party started. Yeah, he is. He's already a villain as it is, but he's very much in a bad mood at the moment. So not a good place to be right there. if you're not the Rhino. So yeah, he's running loose, wreaking havoc. And I think this is Mach 1. He's in his prison, he's a prisoner. He's in his prison jumpsuit and whatnot. So he leaps into action. So instead of taking advantage of the situation and maybe like breaking out of prison, he leaps into action to try and stop Rhino. Like he's actively trying to stop him. And he could take advantage of it and escape. Insights about Tinkerbell. Where did you get that one from? Tinkerbell went rogue. Oh no, are you talking about this one? No, it's an ad. The ad for Nova. That's Nemarita, right? If you like kind of glance at that real quick, she does kind of look like Tinkerbell. Nice. That's a good one. Yeah, that's what they're doing. They're character building, and you don't see that anymore. They're character building with Mach 1, because at this point, you got the Thunderbolts, but you don't necessarily know a lot about them, and it's issues like this where they really start to dive into the individual character. They're character building, and you don't see it anymore. You don't. This type of stuff would not fly today. You're a trip, Remy. I appreciate it. Hanging out and I appreciate you, Remy. But yeah, I'm telling you, this would never fly today, because it's all about redemption and second chances, and they hate that. And the people that have taken over pop culture and entertainment, specifically comic books, in this case, they hate the idea of redemption and second chances. They hate it. They loathe it. They despise it. That's why everything's such a mess. Have you heard about WandaVision? I have not seen a single episode, because of the simple fact that I will not give money to Disney at this point if I can help it. But I've seen like bits and pieces, and from what I've seen a little bit of the final episode, and oh my gosh. I'm glad you're laughing with me and not at me. It's like, but WandaVision, oh my gosh, they have completely twisted Wanda, the Scarlet Witch. I mean, from what I understand about the final episode, I mean, what she's doing is super villain level stuff. That's not like okay. So in the comic books, Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver were part of the Brotherhood of Mutants, but from what I remember about them, she never did anything on this level. They have no respect for the comic book origins of these characters. I mean, the television, the concept of the WandaVision show was interesting on the surface, but I knew they were going to twist it. I knew they were going to screw it up some way. And this final, people have been watching, they've been posting about it on Twitter, making videos about it. They're like, oh, it's such a great show, it's a fun show. But I've just been waiting for the other shoe to drop, and it finally did. Boom. And it proved what I already knew. It's a disaster from what I've heard. That one episode, that final episode, it just turned it into this huge disaster. Oh my goodness. It's just because they have no respect for the characters. And that's another crazy thing about it. These people don't believe in second chances or redemption, and yet they will take a character, completely just twist them and subvert them to doing these terrible things, but then allow them to walk away. But then they'll take supervillains, like well-known supervillains, like the baddest of the bad, and they will give them these tragic, backstories or something like that, and they'll try to redeem these characters that are irredeemable. But then you got normal people, and I'm about real life people making mistakes. They're not even making mistakes. They're making this stuff up. We're going to cancel you because of what you said. And what they said wasn't even anything wrong with it. It's completely upside down. Like, what? They don't believe in redemption and second chances unless it comes to these characters, these made up fictional characters. They're just the baddest of the bad and irredeemable. and they try to turn them into something relatable. And dude, it's just, oh my gosh, I can't even wrap my mind around it because it's just so insane. I don't know how else to describe it. It's bonkers. It's just straight up bonkers. I just can't with it anymore. But yeah, so people, WandaVision is a great example. People are so surprised. They're surprised that the ending was just so bad. So bad. And it's like, why are you surprised? At this point, how can anybody be surprised? This is the modus operandi for the people in charge of entertainment, pop culture, comic books, etc., etc., etc. This is what they do. People, I don't understand why people are surprised by it anymore. Yeah, dehumanizing the superheroes, breaking down the heroes, saying, oh, these people are not that good. Take Batman, they've completely butchered his origin. His parent, in the original Batman, his parents were good parents. They were good people. Thomas Wayne, he protected his family to the very end. And then modern Batman, they butchered his origin. And now they're trying to turn his parents into actual, like, bad people, villains. It's pretty insidious. I know it's a comic book world. These are fictional characters, but what they're doing is just downright insidious. And yeah, you're right. With 2020, it's exposed. But here's the crazy thing. Even though it's been exposed, people are still having difficulty accepting it, the full breadth of it. WandaVision is a good example. People went in WandaVision praising the show and everything. Oh, such a great show. And then the final episode drops and they're all shocked. It's like, what? They were surprised, legitimately surprised. So yeah, it's been exposed, but people still don't want to accept the full reality of it. There's a lot of people out there that are still, I believe, I try to be positive and I believe in hope. Yeah, I believe in holding on to hope and everything, but you gotta, at the same time, you gotta recognize the gutter trash for what it is. You can't, there's a difference between being hopeful and being just, I'm trying to think of a polite way to say it, but just being naive and ignorant, but like willfully ignorant about it. I'm not talking about like being surprised, like, that's what they did for decades, like surprising people with it, subverting it. But we're at the point now where it's been so publicly exposed that to be surprised by it is a willful act. And that's why people, oh my gosh, I don't understand why people are surprised by it, because it's what these people have been exposed. We've got so much stuff to draw, look back in on perspective, and yeah, make it fertile ground for creatives to make a significant part. There is opportunity. That's one thing I learned in life. Chaos breeds opportunity. There is a great deal of opportunity here for the right people with the right creative mindset and stuff like that. You're absolutely right. Yeah, that's the thing. People, I don't really understand it. Like I'm a fan. I am. I'm an original geek, original gamer. I'm a fan. Original characters, Captain America, Superman, Batman. But the fact that I'm so passionate about it makes me. I don't cling to these false hopes that these people that are in charge of the stuff right now are somehow going to turn over a new leaf. It's not going to happen. That's not who these people are. That's not what they believe in. We're getting off track. So off track. I'm a fighter. So that's the thing. I'm a fighter. I will, once I recognize it for what it is, I can't go back. I can't go back. Some people, they recognize it, but then they keep clinging to it, thinking that it's somehow magically going to change, and it's not. You're right. It's like there's a fertile ground right now. There's a very huge void for real, true, creative, quality, just entertainment, pop culture. That includes comic books. There's a huge void, and people want it. They want that. They want their entertainment. They want their pop culture. The question is, how do you get it out there? I mean, there's the independent stuff, Indiegogo, the other one, I know it's Patreon. I don't know. There's Indiegogo, but then there's the other one. For some reason, I'm blanking on the name of it. It's the big one though. The people are always talking about. I should didn't get a lot of sleep last night, so I'm a little slow on the draw for at times. But yeah, there's a huge void, and with the right, I don't know, the right platform, I guess you could say. Yeah, there's a huge void ready to be filled, and it's all about timing, timing and opportunity. So hopefully that breaks soon, because I don't know how much worse it can get. I mean, it really can't get any worse than it already is. It's because the pop culture is already pretty much dead at this point. Everything's been butchered and subverted. Stuff like this would never fly today. They would never do something like this today. Never. And it's a good one. This is a good title. It wasn't a huge smash blockbuster title, but it was a good one. And they would not even try it today. We're going to need to get back to that point. Hopefully we can figure out a way to do that. So yeah, we got Rhino on a rampage, and Mach 1's in prison trying to stop him instead of taking advantage of it. And that is very definitive of this entire title, this entire series. That's pretty much the end of it, actually. So, I mean, that was this issue of Thunderbolts is a very good example of what the series is all about and what comic books in general has completely lost sight of. That's crazy. Dude, I was not expecting that. I almost wish I had made this one the anchor issue of this House of G. See, that's the thing is, like, I pull these out and I don't open them up because I want to go in fresh with fresh eyes live on stream. So I don't open them up. I don't take a look at them. I go based off the covers. So the anchor issues, it's always based off the covers. After this conversation and going through this one, I wish I'd made this the anchor issue. But hey, that's just how it goes. It's like, ooh, doggy. Let's see here. What I miss here? Need to be new comic books. Yeah. I agree with that 100% through the arts. We accept it the way we were fed. Need to replace the fake with the real. Secrets must go back. Relay message. Be it picture, song, dance. Same way as my bear. Not seeing a whole lot. I can disagree with that. On that, there, Remy. It is past time for, let's say, a widespread correction across the board. How that's going to happen, I have no idea, because, I mean, Jiminy Cricket, in my years, I've never seen, not just pop culture, but the world in general just being such a hot mess. Before pop culture can be corrected, like, just society in general needs to take a hard turn, because that's the only way. Pop culture, see, here's the thing. Pop culture is a reflection of society. It's a reflection of society as a whole. That's why I say pop culture matters, because what's going on in here reflects what's going on out there. It's connected. And it matters. That's why it matters. So until society as a whole takes a hard turn in the right direction, then unfortunately this is what we're gonna be stuck with the current situation. Now it does, that level of chaos does create an incredible opportunity. You're right on that. So, we got to bide our time, be patient, fight the good fight, and be prepared. So when that opportunity arises, we can grab it with both hands and just run with it. That's where we're at. You're on the right track with all that. Absolutely. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this baby in the in the box there, and we'll move on to finally the second issue. Jiminy Cricket went 43 minutes just on that one issue. Did not see that coming. Yeah, I agree. I hope we do find more like it. Yeah, my goal is usually at like an hour on the House of G stream here on Mondays. Usually goes about an hour and a half, sometimes a little bit longer. This one's looking like it might end up pushing 2 hours. I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining. So, okay, so next we got the spectacular Spider-Man Boom Shakalaka. Whoops. Yep. And this is issue number 258 in June. I'll check the year out here in a second. We got one, a Prodigy. I vaguely remember this. I think for some reason Spider-Man took on a whole new identity, but I don't remember why. So we're gonna take a look at this one and see if we can figure it out here. Now this is let's see here. Yep, June of 1998. This is, unfortunately, this is not in the best condition. The binding, something happened. Like, I don't know if you can see it there. Let's see. Like, yeah, it's got a pretty solid crease there along the entire length of the binding. So it got, something was sitting on top of it and then smushed it that way. So yeah, this is definitely one of the issues that I have that are in a little bit worse condition. A lot of the ink is rubbed off and stuff. Not in the best condition. But let's go ahead and take a look at it and see what's going on here. The pendulum is swinging the other way. We'll get there. Yep. Yeah, the pendulum swings. It's constantly swinging. Sine waves. They're everywhere in nature, everywhere. And the same thing goes for humans. Human society. Those who forget the past are doomed to repeat it. It's what we do as human beings. It's just we're on a constant pendulum, a constant wave going up and down. I believe you're right. I believe that because if the pendulum doesn't start swinging in the opposite direction very, very soon, it's going to end up going even farther in the wrong direction. And if people think things are bad now, they cannot imagine how bad things are going to get if we don't start making that correction very, very soon. Pop culture is like I said, pop culture matters. It's a window into society in general. And Jiminy Cricket, man, I said, we got to start making that correction. We really do. Because if we don't, there's not going to be anything left to fix. It's Jiminy Cricket. Oh, okay. Hold on. Okay, so here's what's going on. So it actually gives you a quick breakdown of what's going on. So what happened was Spider-Man has a $5 million bounty on his head for a murder that he did not commit. Based on what this is saying. Yeah, the murder of Thug Joey Z. So, which according to this, he didn't actually do it. So instead of completely giving up as a hero, he becomes Prodigy. Now, the movie Spider-Man Homecoming, the ending of it, spoiler alert, if you have not seen the movie, I'll give you a couple seconds here, pause the stream or skip over or something like that. I'm going to kind of spoil something here for anybody by chance has not seen Spider-Man Homecoming. So at the very end of the movie here, he's fighting Mysterio. Mysterio dies due to his own ultimate stupidity. But in the process, he frames Spider-Man for his own death, framing him for murder. I was wondering where they got the idea for something like that. I'm wondering if they got the idea for that from this storyline. Because that's what's going on here. Spider-Man is framed for murder. Our thoughts make waves. Yes, they do. Because they talk about delta waves, stuff like that. Our brain operates on waves, different wavelength frequencies, stuff like. It's pretty fascinating stuff. It really is. It's biophysics. I'm a biologist, so I personally find it extremely fascinating how biology works. Because it's a reflect. Like so much stuff is connected that you would be surprised. There are connections everywhere, and it's like science has proven that over and over, and it's such fascinating stuff. Boom, yummy. Okay, let's get into this here. Something weird going on. Wait a minute. Was he flying? What? Okay, so we got Spider-Man, a.k.a. Prodigy here, going up against a couple of guys. These guys are huge for some reason. And apparently, as Prodigy, he can actually fly. He's not using web slingers. He's just straight up flying. I don't know where he got the technology from. Yeah, so he's got like a whole new, not only a whole new identity, but a whole new set of abilities, apparently. So this jack-o'-lantern looking dude captures him. Right there, boom. And then, like, literally eats him. I don't know if he's dreaming or what's going on here. Let's see if we can find out here. Boom. Yummy, yummy. So then it cuts away. Boom, chakalaka. Okay, so apparently he's not dreaming. What? Yeah, I'm honestly not sure. This is not the first issue. This is a continuation. So Prodigy basically became the default title for the series for a while, by the looks of it. So he gets swallowed by this jack-o'-lantern dude and then breaks free. And then all of a sudden they're all the same size again. Maybe he's hallucinating. I'm not 100% sure. This other guy, I'm not even sure who these characters are. That one guy, jack-o'-lantern sounds familiar. The other guy, I have no idea who he is. Boom, 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 boom. Let's hear. Yeah, dude in the fight. Oh, Jigs, his face, he's like some sort of jigsaw puzzle. Weird, this dude's kind of weird. Let's see, I don't know if this is a mask or what's going on. So you see there, the dude's face, all of a sudden it starts shifting like a jigsaw puzzle. Boom, a brand new face appears. That is a very interesting ability right there. And Jiminy Cricket. Yep, so he smashes the guy's face into the wall, and you can see his face just gets all jumbled up. Yeah, I honestly have no idea who this character is, but it's very, very different. Very different. How do you even end up like that? Like how? What? I'm a little curious about that character. That's what I'm saying. Back in the day, they took chances. That's actually, I'm actually curious about that character. I have no idea who he is. He seems like kind of a throwaway character, but I'm actually curious about him. I think the character's name might be Conundrum, which would make sense. So he's okay. So some chick was kidnapped, and he's trying to find her and save her. So he captures these two guys, and then he goes to the Conundrum's hideout, does a little investigation. Boom, finds this chick in a cage. Now take a look at that. I mean, it looks like a woman. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and point out stuff, but I'm sure you can see it for yourself. It looks like a woman. Modern day comic book companies, that would never fly. That's just how far things have fallen. And it gets even better. Look at this. So yeah, if you look at this, he saves the girl, and guess what? The girl is grateful. She shows him gratitude. No, that's a no-no. She even gives him a kiss, a thank you kiss, out of gratitude for saving her life. That would never fly today. This is a huge no-no. No, this is a huge no-no. That's no. That doesn't fly. That does not fly. You will not see that in modern comic books. You just won't. At least as far as the big companies go. A woman being saved by a man expressing gratitude with a kiss. It doesn't happen nowadays. It's frowned upon. It's that will cost you your livelihood if you produce something like that. And that just shows how far we have fallen. I mean, that's just sad. I mean, it's sad. I can't even get mad about it because it's just sad. It's on a heartbreaking level. Because that right there, this right here, this is why these characters become heroes. It's for that right there, the gratitude. And that they saved a life. They saved a life. And then the gratitude for saving her life. That right there is why these characters become heroes. But they don't want you to know that. They don't want you to realize that. They don't want you to be inspired by that. And that is what makes modern comic books so insidious. I mean, it's just insidious when you really think about it. And it's just, yeah. It's heartbreaking, to say the least. I can't even get mad about it anymore. It's just sad. It's just sad. because what they're doing doesn't affect me. Not like that. It doesn't make me blind to what I already know to be the truth. It doesn't make me forget these things. It doesn't make me forget what comic books are about. That right there is what comic books are about. And I have the back issues to prove it. That is why they want to go all digital, so that they can erase stuff like this. They don't want this to exist. They don't want you to be inspired. Prodigy, it's an interesting name for a character. I actually don't know where he got it from. Probably explains it in like the first issues where he took on the identity. So I'm actually a little bit curious about it, where he came up with it. Gratitude for saving life, exactly. It's all good. It's all good, Remy. I'm sure you're still drinking your coffee, if you know what I'm saying. It's all good. That's exactly gratitude for saving a life. They don't want. Think about it. They don't want that concept getting out there. Think about that. Think about what that says about these people in control of our pop culture. They don't want people to be grateful for saving a life. I mean, just think about that. Think about it. Think about it. It's insidious. Downright insidious. Oh my gosh. I did not see that coming. I really didn't. I did not see that coming at all. Oh, hello. Hello. Hold on. Okay, so power to the seekers. Amen to that. Yeah, the truth seekers. In the end, all things will be revealed. These people can lie. They can subvert the truth and everything, but sooner or later, it all comes out. It really does. I believe that 100%. But we do have a happy ending here. Boom. Spider-Man cleared of all charges. This is the issue where he proves his innocence and puts up the identity of Prodigy for good and becomes Spider-Man once again. Boom. Whoop, 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 whoop. There we go. Boom. Just like that. Spider-Man is back. Happy days. But guess what? Modern comic books, you would never see that. They have done everything they could to tear down these characters. You won't see a story like that nowadays. I'm surprised. Like, when I saw this cover, when I pulled it out, I was like, this is one goofy looking cover. I don't know what's going on here. I had like pretty much zero expectations for this issue. None. But then breezing through it, glancing through it, I'm like, oh my gosh. This was actually a much, much, much better issue than I was expecting. It's about, this is another story about redemption. He didn't do anything wrong. He was framed. This is Jimmy Cricket. This is a perfect reflection of cancel culture. Spider-Man accused of murder. He didn't do it. He was framed. He fought to clear his name. And in this very issue, he does it. He finds the evidence to prove his innocence. So it is, in a sense, as a story of redemption, but it's a redemption against false accusation. And Jimmy freaking Cricket, man. That's like the perfect analogy to cancel culture in the modern day. Not just comic books, just in general. This is, wow. It's kind of mind-blowing. It's kind of mind-blowing. I really wish this was in better condition, because this was actually a surprisingly good issue. Wow. And it actually makes me want to read some of the previous issues with Prodigy to find out exactly what led up to this and how he came up with the whole Prodigy persona, let alone the ability to fly. Like, what? Oh, Jiminy Cricket, man. And then the saving the girl and the kiss of gratitude. Legitimate, sincere gratitude. Like today, if a girl gets saved, she's gonna be, I could have saved myself or some nonsense. Just complete total attitude. Like, yeah, whatever. I need to go home and get my Starbucks. You won't see anything like this now. You just won't, because they stand against that kind of thing. Oh my gosh, man, this is crazy, absolutely crazy. Timing, yeah, it is good, and the timing is just impeccable. I couldn't have planned. I didn't plan this. I'm literally just pulling them out as they are. They're stacked up. I generally, what I do is I take the 4 issues that are sitting on top. I'll take a look at the covers. I'll say, okay, this is going to be the anchor issue. And that's it. I don't look in. I don't pull these open. I don't open them up. I don't look at them. I don't read them. And go in blind, fresh eyes. So I have no idea what to expect any more than you do when we're doing this. This is surprising. Yeah, the timing is just impeccable. Jiminy Cricket. Okay, so here we go. Not in the best condition, unfortunately. I really wish it was in better condition, but we're going to go ahead and do our best to keep it, maintain the condition that it's in, at least, for future generations. Boom, yummy, yummy. This makes me even more grateful for my collection, let me tell you. There we go. Spider-Man Prodigy clears his name, bagged and boarded, ready for storage. That is actually a pretty good issue right there. That's actually a really good issue. Okay, now we're getting down to the nitty gritty here. No, I got you, Remy. I got you. Okay. Let's see here. Share it. What? You can't wait to really share this. What do you mean by that, Remy? I'm curious. Like when you say share it. But yeah, here we go. So we got Green Lantern. Now it's gonna be hard to see because it is a lot of green on the cover. But this is Prologue to War of the Green Lanterns. So the cover itself is pretty interesting. The Sins of Krona. The name sounds familiar. I don't remember who Krona is exactly. But if you look at that, wait a minute, was it, where'd it go? Might be hard to read. Drawing the line at $2.99. $2.99 out of your mind. I remember when comic books like a freaking quarter, man. And they're making a huge deal about stopping the drawing line at $2.99. Like, what? But yeah, $2.99. That's better than what you pay for nowadays. And yeah, this is issue number 63 of April of 2011. So this is one of my newer issues. 10 years. This is only 10 years old. Metropolis. Hey, I appreciate that. No, if you're willing to share the channel with other people and everything, I that is amazing. I just want to say thank you. That is exactly how this stuff works. And that's how the channel is going to grow, word of mouth. So if you're willing to share it with people, thank you, Remy. I appreciate that. That means a lot. It really does. Who doggy? So yeah, this is oh yeah, so it's also something about exclusive movie. I don't know if you can read that. Exclusive movie preview to the Green Lantern movie, which I guess came out in 2011 with what's his name? Oh my gosh, I'm so bad with names. Ryan Reynolds. Yeah, the Green Lantern movie with Ryan Reynolds. That was 2011 apparently. Let's go ahead and see what's inside here. Now this is $2.99, 2011. It's a very glossy issue. Very high quality paper, ink. It's in pretty good condition. It's not near mint, but I would say it's pretty close to near mint. It's actually in pretty good condition. And then in the inside, the artwork and everything, it's really clean artwork. Clean, crisp colors, very glossy. High quality. It is high quality. I will say that. The actual quality of the physical quality is very high quality. Yeah, Metropolis. Are you talking about the old school movie Metropolis? I've never seen it. If that's the one I'm thinking of, I've never had the chance to see it. If you're recommending it, blah, 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 blah. If you're recommending it, I might have to check it out there. I've actually always meant to watch it. Never really taken the opportunity to do so. But, oh, hello. Okay. So this is actually starting off 1 billion years ago. I don't know if you can read it there. 1 billion years ago. So high technology, very advanced technology, 1 billion years ago. Fascinating. Boom, yummy, yummy. Okay, so. Wait a minute, what's going on here? a minute. Wait. What's going on here? So keep in mind, this is 1,000 years or 1 billion years ago. What? Okay, so if anybody's ever read the Green Lantern, yeah, you get the Guardians. They've been protecting the cosmos, the galaxy for a very, very, very long time. They create the battery and everything, the Green Lantern battery, the rings, the core. Yeah, they declare themselves basically guardians of the galaxy, no pun intended. And yeah, when I say they've been around a long time, apparently they've been around 1 billion years or more. 1 billion years ago, they already had very advanced high technology. And as far as I can tell, this dude, I think this guy is the Krona guy. So Krona is extremely old at this point. And that's actually Ganthet, one of the Guardians, one of the Green Lantern Guardians. That's Ganthet, and he's still around, at least he was, in modern times. Yeah. No. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, definitely check it out. Yeah, I've been. It's just one of those things. I was always curious about it, and just never got around to it. So yeah, if I can, first of all, I have to remember to do it, and then find the time to do it. I actually don't. Man, I just gotta find the time. I'll try and do that. I promise I'll try and do it. So, okay, so they're having a conversation here. This is 1 billion years ago. Krona is saying, okay, so here's what it says, or here's what it seems like. Okay, so, so you know how they got the different colored lanterns, started off with Green Lantern, and then in recent decades, they branched out to red. Oh, there was yellow. Yellow was the first one or second one. Then they finally branched out to red, purple, violet, whatever. I always wondered about that. Like, I don't know. Kind of had mixed feelings about the whole thing. It's like, but this is in this issue. They actually start to give an explanation for it. Krona. It's Krona. It does kind of sound sounds like Corona, but yeah, it's just it doesn't have the first O there. Krona, the sins of Krona. So Krona is like 1 billion years old. Yeah, I didn't the name. I remember the name because obviously I got the issue, but I couldn't remember anything about him. Yeah, but the dude's like he's as old as like Ganthet and the other Guardians apparently. But so it starts off with a discussion between Krona and Ganthet 1 billion years in the past. And they're actively discussing basically the entire foundation of what they're trying to build. And Krona is arguing that emotion is everything. Emotion is life. But then the Guardians of the Universe, specifically Ganthet, is arguing that we feel, and this is a quote, we feel no fear. Fear is forbidden. Fear is heresy. And Krona is arguing in favor of the emotional spectrum, which would apply to yellow rings, red rings, the violet rings, the blue rings, the various factions of power rings, and how they're fueled by emotion. So, and green is will. Green is fueled by willpower. So that's an interesting take right there. So see, this is the thing. They're actually explaining the origins of these other rings. See, modern comic books, they're not going to do that because they're too lazy and don't have the creativity to do that. So as recent as 2011, there was still some creativity left. Yeah, I kind of had a feeling that's where you're going with that. Well, here's the thing. When I look at it, Krona, that makes me think time. Like Chrono Trigger or something like that. It makes me think time. Now, in the modern, 2020, 2021, yeah, I can definitely see how the beer bug would jump to mind. But this is 10 years before that. I think Chrono, as in like just like Chrono Trigger, time related. That's where my mind was going. But I can definitely see how somebody would immediately think beer bug. Well, who knows? I mean, who knows? Honestly, who knows at this point if there's a connection or not? But yeah, no, it starts off fast. It starts off big. They're having this discussion regarding emotion and because like green is fueled by willpower. Willpower, it's not really an emotion. That's the thing, and that would explain why the Guardians went with the Green Lantern, because it's less emotional, more just willpower. And so in the Guardians world, fear is forbidden. Fear is heresy, which explains why yellow, being fueled by fear, is impervious to willpower. Okay, that actually does explain the whole green and yellow ring thing. Interesting. Okay. See, they actually worked it in there and it makes sense. That's storytelling. And this is 2011. I'm a little shocked. This is 2011. I'm a little shocked they actually wrote this in 2000. But that's just the first page, so let's get into it more. Let's see what's going on. That actually makes me want to read the whole thing again, but Chimney Creek, if I do that, this is going to turn to like a 3 or 4 hour stream. Let me know what you think about that. Like, I mean, I can't do that right now because I want to get through and get these bagged and boarded, and it's gonna take a little time yet to get everything done. Once we get through the stack that I have here, let me know what you think. Once we get through that stack, should I start doing a series where I go through a single issue of a comic book and actually go through it and read it thoroughly, or should we just stick with this? Kind of just like skimming through it like we are right now. Let me know your thoughts on that. I'm curious. I can go either way with it, to be honest. But for the purposes of what we're doing right now, I can't do that. But if that's an option, let me know. Because it would be interesting to break some of these issues down, like just word for word, panel for panel. It actually would be an interesting idea. Intriguing. Okay, so I'm actually curious about this. It is a universal, this is Ganthet speaking. It is a universal truth. Law and emotion cannot coexist without conflict. Now, what I read that as when he's talking about law and emotion, I read that as logic, because law is based on logic and reason. Now, we as human beings, we are creatures of both logic and emotion. That much is true. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. That's where it gets to the crux of it. Krona is arguing that emotion is life. And it sounds like he's arguing that you should 100% embrace emotion to the exclusion of logic and reason. That's how I'm reading it. And the Guardians are all like, basically emotion is forbidden. It's law, logic, and reason are what we need to embrace. Here's the thing. Both sides of the coin matter. As human beings, we're creatures of logic and emotion. Logic and reason and emotion. Men and women have it in different... let's just say they're not even in that regard. I'm not going to get into that. But to sit there and say that one is exclusive to the other... I don't... See, here's the thing. That's where the conflict comes in. Krona and the Guardians represent extremes between logic and reason and emotion. As human beings, we're a mixture of both. So that's actually a pretty interesting dynamic, and where so much of the conflict comes in with the Green Lantern title and these other rings and everything. So it's actually an interesting foundation there for the entire Green Lantern mythos, and it works. It works. So now that actually explains the different rings now to an extent where it's like, okay, I can understand them better. Like before, it's like I didn't know what to think of these other colored rings. I actually wasn't that. I just didn't understand them. I was like, where did they come up with this stuff? I thought it was kind of just, I honestly thought it was kind of stupid. But after reading just the first couple of pages on this one, it actually makes more sense. So it's at least from that standpoint, I'm actually more interested in it now. But I have to read more of them to see how exactly they did it. Skim. Wait. Oh, wow. I'm good with it. Part 2. Heck yeah. Skim. Then in depth. Unselected. Both sides matter. Both sides do matter. I agree with you 100% on that. So, okay. It sounds like that might be a good way to go then once I get through bagging and boarding these issues that have been sitting out for so long. I might start doing something like that. Taking issues and start going through them more in depth and stuff. That actually sounds like a lot of fun. So, yeah, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, that sounds like an option at this point. So that's exciting to have. It's always nice to have some idea where you might go with it next. So I appreciate the input there, Remy. Oh my gosh, I'm afraid of that. And we're already an hour and 15 minutes in, and we still got one more issue after this. And I have a feeling that one's going to be kind of on the deep side, depending on what. We'll see. Jiminy Cricket. Oh, say that. Okay, so it cuts to modern times. You got Hal Jordan, Green Lantern, my favorite Green Lantern ever. In my opinion, the greatest one ever. And he's actually talking to Superman out. They're out in the cosmos somewhere, and they're having a conversation. Superman is asking Hal, when is the last time he took off the ring? Your friends are not following us. Okay, then all of a sudden, boom, you got all of the other different lanterns are with them. I'm not sure where they came from. I don't know if they were there the entire time. But boom, there they are. You got Hal Jordan, green one, and then all the other colors of the lantern spectrum, or at least most of them. And they're having some sort of a conversation. Oh yeah, because the title of this is Prologue War of the Green Lanterns. So this is like a prelude to some sort of war. And then, what is that? What? Okay, so the Indigo chick is she's trying to teleport them somewhere. And then something happens. I'm not sure who this guy is. Boom. The entities are mine. And yeah, some sort of massive explosion or something knocks them all back. Oh, and then we got this panel right here. Now, keep in mind, this is 2011. 2011. I'm a little surprised by this. Let's see. Let me try and get a better... Yeah. Dang it. Okay, hold on. So, you get Hal... There's this massive explosion. You got Hal Jordan coming to the rescue of... I forget her name. She's one of the Violet... Was it Indigo? I forget the purple chick. And I mean, she's a nice looking woman. Let's put it that way. And they actually do a pretty good job of drawing her nice looking. This is 10 years ago. I'm a little shocked. I'm shocked that they would draw that within the last decade. I mean, she's partially incapacitated. On the helpless side after it. Carol, yeah, her name's Carol. Sapphire. Star Sapphire? I think that was her name. He comes to her rescue. Yeah, Carol Ferris, Star Sapphire. Power, love. Jiminy Cricket, I cannot believe that this actually made it past the editor within the last decade. He's coming to her rescue, and it's all about the love. How did this make it onto the shelves within the last 10 years? I'm flabbergasted. This goes back to that Spider-Man issue we just went over. Spider-Man saves the girl, she's full of gratitude, gives him a kiss. Now she's looks like she's pretty out of it. So, okay, so here's where it does start to diverge. So he saves the girl, right? And she's fairly out of it. And then it cuts to the next page, right? See, she's in his arms, protectively. But then it cuts to this scene. She's on her feet, and she's fine. There's no other interaction. She doesn't express gratitude in that previous scene. It's all like we were already weakened from our battle with Hawkworld. Hawkworld, we took the Predator, held Corona. Now he saves the girl. That's a pretty tender moment right there, but she doesn't express gratitude. So that's where this one with the previous issue of Spider-Man, that's where they diverge. But the fact that even this much was drawn and produced, that is surprising within the last 10 years. But then there's no gratitude. It doesn't show a panel where she expresses gratitude and gets back on her feet. Just all of a sudden, boom, she's back on her feet, ready to go. They cut that part out. That's not surprising at this point because this is from 2011. So you can already see that Spider-Man was 1998, I think. Within, 12, 13 years, they're already diverging from that entire concept. The last name Bastion's Bart holding out Bravo for them. It's probably a hell of a fight. I love to research who the editors were. No, yeah, that is absolutely true. It makes you wonder how many of these people were trying to preserve that human connection within the world of comics. Now on the cover we got Johns, Beans, Saif, Hunter, Cifuentes. Johns, I'm not sure I'm recognizing those names. Johns maybe. It doesn't have the usual like opening. Wait a minute, unless it's okay. Writer, okay, Jeff Johns. I know Jeff Johns. Pencils, Ed Beans, and Ardian Saif. So the writer was Jeff Johns. He's the one that wrote it. It makes you wonder how much they cut out from his original script. Because it's not the artist isn't going to do that. It's going to be the editors. Editors are Brian Cunningham, Adam Schlagman, and Eddie Berganza. Those are the three editors listed. Assistant editor Darren Shan. So those are the editors. Well, you got to wonder, Jeff Johns, he wrote this issue. You got to wonder, did they cut out, like, if he wrote this issue, if he wrote the story, how much of it did they cut out? How much of it did they trim from the story? It's a good question. It's a very good question. It makes you wonder. You never know. Jeff Johns, he might have tried to put more in there. He might have tried to show more with that. But I mean, then again, maybe he didn't. So she's not expressing entitlement per se. It's more just there's nothing. There's a void. Now she doesn't express gratitude, but she doesn't express entitlement either. They pretty much leave it open to your imagination. Personally, I like to think that she expressed some gratitude. Now, in more modern issues, they make no bones about it. They don't even give you the opportunity to leave it up to your imagination. But this just goes to show within a 13-year period how they started to diverge from traditional comic book stories. Man, it makes me want to do one of those boards, like on the wall, and you got all the strings connecting everything. You got the pictures and newspaper clips. It makes me want to start building something like that. What are you doing to me, Remy? What are you doing? Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is boom. This still makes for a good anchor for the stream. It does. Okay, so it's turning out pretty good here. It really is. And then I'm not 100% sure exactly what's going on. They end up in this place. Oh, okay. So there's these monoliths with the different symbols for the different rings. In the middle is a book, and it has the symbol of the Black Lantern. So there's something going on with the Black Lantern. Oh, you know what? This might be a prelude to the Black Lantern War or whatever it was. That might be what it is. Okay, I think that's what it is. It's a prelude to the whole Black Lantern thing. And then you got... That's what this is. Okay. Now I'm starting to get it. So yeah, Sinestro, he's reaching out for the book. And then boom, something, I don't know, these creatures come up out of nowhere. Not 100% sure what's going on there. And you're a chirp, Remy. I'm glad you found the channel. And then let's see here. Okay, so this book is basically like an interactive. It's like an interactive history book or something. And okay, so I'm guessing Krona has something to do with the Black Lanterns. I'm not 100% sure. See, this actually makes me want to read more of it. It really does. Oh, snap. Oh, Jiminy Cricket. Okay. Like I said, it's an interactive history book or something of a sorts. And at the very end, like you got all these lanterns, like they're literally hooked up to the book with these chains or something. The chains snap, their bodies drop, but then you can see it looks like maybe their souls or something are trapped in the book. So this is actually a pretty interesting issue. This might be one of the last storylines, story arcs that was actually worth reading. You know what? I actually have the compiled Black Lantern War thing, like in a graphic novel format. It compiles all of those issues. I actually have it somewhere. I read it. It was actually pretty interesting for the most part. And that whole thing was like, 9-10 years ago. So that might be one of the last big events, like comic book events, that was actually worth reading, maybe, possibly. I don't know. This is actually pretty interesting, especially considering the fact that this is within the last 10 years. This was actually a pretty interesting issue. Just breezing through it, I was actually kind of hooked on it. Like, I never knew what to think about the different colored lanterns beyond green and yellow, but this actually provides insight into their creation and existence, and I actually found it to be interesting. So this was actually a pretty good issue, especially in hindsight. Because when I first read this, I didn't really know what was going on. I didn't know anything then about the different colored rings. So I honestly didn't know what to. I don't think I knew what to think about it back then. But in hindsight, looking back, reading it 10 years later, it's actually pretty good. It really is. Please do. You have to bring me up to speed. Please do what, Remy? Like I said, I start to jabbering. I'm not always keeping track of what I'm saying. So it's like, if you could elaborate on please do, I'd appreciate it. Chakalaka. So yeah, that was a pretty good issue. So much discovery. I feel like Indiana Jones finding treasure. I love that imagery. That is some great imagery right there, Remy. That's awesome. That's awesome. That's accurate too. No, I feel the same way. I'm on the other end of the camera and everything. That's a good description. We're looking at artifacts. These are artifacts. They really are. They're not the golden age issues or silver age, but these things, I mean, they're 10, 20, 30 years old. We're digging through comic book history here. We're finding some gems. I love that. I love that analogy. Now you got me feeling like I'm Indiana Jones. That's a good day right there. Oh dang. Okay. No, that's I appreciate that comment right there. I might just have to do that. No, seriously. No, that's a great comment right there. I appreciate that very much. I always wonder, like, how I don't even know how I come across on camera and stuff like that. So few people give any real feedback at all. So I appreciate the feedback very much. And as far as the Black Lantern series, no, I mean, even in general. Oh man. Well, okay, so the good news is you're helping me come up with content. That's the good news. Jimmy Craig, you know what? Oh my gosh, no, so I already had an idea of what to do. Like, once I finished bagging all of these and boarding them, I had an idea of what to do next. I need to go through all of them. Once I get these bagged and boarded, I need to go through my entire collection and get them sorted out again. I got one box that I straight up need to replace. And I need to get them sorted out. I need to see what I've got. I need to take all this new stuff, get them organized with the older stuff. And then I was trying to figure out what to do after that. But now I want to thank you. You're giving me some ideas for content, and it's starting to get to be like way more than what I can do. So that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. So, part of the reason I've been only doing one House of G a week is because I'm still trying to figure out exactly where to go with it and everything. But you just gave me a fantastic idea. One that would actually make it possible for me to start doing more than one stream. I appreciate that. That is another fantastic compliment. Thank you. It's like, no, yeah, I appreciate that very much, very much. I'm glad I can do that for you. I'm happy I can do that for you. This is one of my childhood passions growing up, and then even into adulthood. I've always loved comic books. It's been, I guess there are some great stories in here, great characters. People look at it and they think it's just for kids because it's all, drawings and colors. But there's a lot of work and a lot of thought, at least there used to be, that went into these comic books. Some great stories. And it's gotten lost. And it, like I said, it's a reflection of modern society. Pop culture matters. So people underestimate the value in these comic books. So if you're getting something out of it, that's a great compliment right there. And so you're giving me a direction to go with the channel, especially specifically House of G. We'll see how it goes here. I'm gonna have to start developing that, but I might need to do more than just one stream a week, which wouldn't be a bad thing. We'll see. I gotta think about that. I gotta mull that over and sort out and stuff like that. We'll see. But it actually sounds like fun. It really does. So thank you for the inspiration there. That's I might be able to do something with that. We'll see. Boom shakalaka. There we go. But yeah, yeah. We'll see how that goes. Oh, Jimmy Cricket. Now my mind's going in all different directions. Gotta get focused. So there we have it. The prologue to the Green Lantern Wars. Issue number 63, April of 2011. Some pretty interesting stuff there. Now, considering the fact this is only 10 years old, this was actually a pretty good issue. Surprisingly good. But it also gave a snapshot of where things started to diverge between old school comic books and modern comic books. Wow. This was a good anchor issue. It was. I mean, that Spider-Man was surprising. That could have been an anchor issue, but this was a good one too. So now we're getting to the other anchor issue. Boom shakalaka. X Factor. Okay, so of War and Men. That was the title of this stream. So here's the men part. The return of Multiple Man in X Factor. And what are you looking at? So apparently he's got kind of an attitude this time around. I remember Multiple Man. I don't remember a whole lot about him. I don't remember him having an attitude. And that's the thing. They've really gone with the attitude in modern comic books, and it's not a good thing. Hell cool. More streams would be great. But yeah, I was looking forward to this. That's awesome. No, that's great to hear, Remy. Knowing that somebody's like actually looking forward to it. That is what I can imagine. That's what pretty much every channel is hoping to hear. So thank you for that. Now you're making my day there, Remy. I appreciate that very much. It's like, oh doggy. And this isn't even my main channel. I mean, I love this channel. I love doing this stuff. We'll see what happens between the two. My other channel focuses heavily on entertainment through gaming. So it's like that. I mean, that takes so much. The videos I do there takes so much work. That's actually where the bulk of my time goes. which is part of the reason why I only do one stream here. But doing this though, I mean, I could actually, no, it could actually work. Because doing the stream doesn't take, it takes a fraction of the work that my other channel takes. So I could very easily step up the number of streams per week doing stuff like this, without adding too much to my existing workload. I think I could manage that. I do, and I would love to be able to do that. No, yeah, you've given me a really excellent idea to work on there, Remy, and I very much appreciate that, because it could add value to the stream and everything, which would hopefully add value to the audience. And yeah, thank you. No, yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing about this new evolution of entertainment. It's far more interactive and far more personal. It's pretty amazing. Like when you think about it. When I started my channel 10 months ago, I didn't know what I was getting into. I had no idea what I was getting into. I did it on a whim, got bit, boom, just hit the ground running. And it's been an amazing experience, let me tell you. And I only started live streaming within the last like 3 or 4 months. Before that, I was doing just pure videos. That's all I was doing, videos. Ever since I started the live streaming thing, like within the last month or so, on both channels, the chat's been getting more active. On this channel, it's been primarily you, which isn't a bad thing. It's been a great experience. And then on the other channel, you know, like I said, it's entertainment through gaming. And so it's been the live stream aspect has been a totally different thing. But the point being, you know, that not quite face-to-face interaction, it's like a whole different level of oh man, I don't know where I'm going with that. It's a totally different. It's the next evolution of entertainment, and it's actually pretty amazing. It really is. Like, I underestimated the whole thing. I wasn't huge on YouTube and stuff like that until I actually started my channel. I mean, I was watching a good amount. I was actually watching a lot of it starting last year. But before that, I'll be honest, I underestimated the entire thing. And now that I'm doing this, I'm starting to understand the real value in it and the real impact it has on people and why people are so invested in it. It's pretty fascinating. It's pretty fascinating. So yeah, I made the decision to run with it. And you've given me a fantastic series of content to work on, which might actually help me expand this channel a bit more without completely killing myself. Okay, cool. So your first and only interaction real-time thing has actually been fun. It has been. Now, when you first jumped in to the chat here on this channel, and people finally started getting active with the live chat on my other channel, it was a completely different experience. Like, it's one thing to sit here talking to myself, because that's what I feel like. I'm talking to myself. But then people start getting active in the chat. It's a completely different experience. It's a great one. It's a fun one for the most. Unless you get somebody that's just being a real troll, like a hardcore troll. But you have ways of dealing with that. So when I get people like you, it's absolutely amazing. It's just so much fun. It really is. Ooh, doggy. Okay, so yeah, let's get into this here. So we got the return of Multiple Man. I'm actually interested in this one. I've always been intrigued by the Multiple Man character. He splits himself off into literally multiple copies of himself, but there's always the original. Some weird cloning thing, but they're not. The clones can't exist without him. It's really a fascinating character. Oh, no, I appreciate that. I never thought I could do this. Like, I toyed with it. I didn't know I could do this. I appreciate that. Thank you. It's like, yeah, I'm a textbook introvert. I'm not one to get in front of the camera and stuff like that. So this is like, for the last year or so, I never dreamed I would be doing something like this. I really didn't. So it's like, that means a lot. More than you probably realize. So thank you for that. Because I've put myself out there with these channels in ways that are just like kind of terrifying, if I'm being honest. Certain aspects have been a little terrifying. In a good way, though. In a good way. Jimmy Crick. Yeah, so Multiple Man. I've actually always found him to be a fairly fascinating character. I don't remember him getting a whole lot of attention. So this issue's got my interest because they actually do focus on the return of Multiple Man. So I'm curious as to how they play it. And because I know he died. Like, he died at some point. I don't remember exactly how it happened. But the Multiple Man character actually did die, from what I remember. I remember the issue. I think I've got it in my collection. I'm going to have to hit that sometime. And so I personally found this issue interesting. Boom, check luck. Yeah, like the agents in Matrix. Kind of like that, except that I think those agents were self-sufficient. And Multiple Man, his copies cannot exist without him. And they always end up returning to the source man, the source person. Like, there's always the original Multiple Man. He can live without the others, but the others cannot live without him. Thank you very much. Thank you. See, I'm learning one of the things about doing this is I got to make sure I hold on to my humility and stay humble. Like, right now it's easy, because it's more, smaller audience and everything. But if either one of my channels ever does explode up, like blow up, that's gonna be I can't even imagine what that would be like. I can't. So I want to make sure, if it ever does happen, I want to make sure I stay humble. Because Jiminy Cricket. I mean, look what happens to some of these people. They get big and famous. Notes are good. Notes. I love notes. I love taking notes. Taking notes. It's a lifesaver. But yeah, they split up, kind of like the agents in the Matrix. But the Multiple Man copies cannot exist without the source person. But yeah, so we got Multiple Man here. Boom. As you might have imagined, he's actually playing basketball with himself. Just one of the many benefits of being a Multiple Man. You can literally create your own basketball team, which would be a pretty nice, nifty little thing. It's kind of boring shooting hoops by yourself all the time. And then he just, he literally can clone himself at the split of a, snap of a fingers. They're just hanging out. He's himself right there. Literally smacks the wall. Boom, there's two of them. I mean, that's how he clones himself just like that. Honestly, it is an interesting character for me. I don't know about other people, but I find him to be an interesting character. Hug the Ground. That's a good one. That is a good one. Yeah, I just got to make sure. Yeah, I don't want to become one of those guys. I really don't. Oh, Jimmy Cricket. Boom. Yummy. That's the goal anyways. Hug the ground. So, okay. Oh, okay. So there's been this butterfly thing following him. I didn't know where it's coming from, but apparently it's coming from this chick. I don't know who she is. She has the M tattoo like Bishop does. So I'm assuming she's from Bishop's timeline or something. But I don't really know who she is. She's not ringing a bell at all. And then we got this other one. So there's two of them. They both have the M symbol that Bishop has. So I don't know. Is this in the future? I'm confused now. What? I'm actually not 100% sure what's going on. No, I think it's in the present. But I have no idea what their connection is to Bishop. They do have the same tattoo over their eye. But it talks about the return of multiple... What the funky Comaduna? What? What is this? What? I don't know what this is. The best I can describe, it's like some weird twisted version of Bishop. Like, I don't know who that is. He's got that tattoo, but he's got the funky eye. He kind of looks like Bishop, just like really twisted and blown up. So I don't know who he's supposed to be. I don't know what's going on in this issue. And then what? There's somebody else, another dude. This dude's got the same tattoo. Like, I don't know what's going on. I'm not reading it. I won't let you. Yeah, please keep me grounded there. That's but there's something going on, and then we got now the artwork is a bit on the goofy side. I will say this. Wait a minute, what year was this? I forgot to check the year. I'm guessing 1999. Yep, 1990. This is 1999 right here. So some of the artwork though is definitely on the goofy side. Like, look at this. That is not inspiring. Like, I don't know what that is. Some of the artwork's not bad in this issue, but that, like, what is that? That's like a really bad Saturday morning kids cartoon. I don't understand that artwork right there. Where did that come from? It's a little confusing because some of the artwork's okay. But in general, it's a little on the goofy side. And this is an X Factor issue. This is a big title. This is not a small title. Wow. Oh, by the way, you're not putting any pressure on me. Just FYI. No pressure. No pressure at all. Who doggy? Yeah. I don't understand this. What is going on with this? No, like without reading it thoroughly, I'm just completely lost on this one. It's titled "The Return of Multiple Man," but I don't understand what exactly they're going for. Because it doesn't really focus as much on Multiple Man as you might think, considering the fact that he's the entire focus of the cover. This one's confusing me. I don't even, because there's not a lot, like the scenes with Multiple Man in them, they're just domestic scenes, having conversations. And it's about halfway through, he pretty much drops out of the issue. I don't know. I would have to sit here and read it. One of the characters, he walked out on his family or something, but he is a mutant or something, so maybe that had something to do with it. I don't know. Honestly, this issue is a little convoluted to the point where I'm not sure what's going on. Jimmy Cricket. It's kind of hard to have an opinion about something when you don't even understand it. Well, if you have an idea, let me know there, because I got none. This is there you go, Shard or Fear. Okay, so Havoc. Okay, so in the very first panel, Havoc is taken off for somewhere. He's the leader of the X Factor at this point, and he's leaving for something. I don't know what. Traveling back. Wait a minute. Oh, hold on. Who'd have thought that 4XSE traders like you, Archer, Greystone, and I would have wound up traveling back in time and working side by side with the legendary Alex Summers in order to change our timeline? Okay, so these characters are from the future. Okay, copy that. PM is fine. Totally fine. So yeah, feel free to shoot me a message there. Yeah, so as expected. Okay, so these characters are from the future, and I'm guessing Bishop's timeline. And they're trying to change the modern timeline, which is what Bishop is trying to do. But I still don't know what this has to do with Multiple Man exactly returning. I think this one kind of misses the mark there. Oh, wait a minute. I missed that. Um, wait a minute. Is that the mother? What? Oh, no. It's the kid. Okay, so what is going on with this? I have no idea. So we got this guy, this dude, he's, blonde-haired white dude. I guess that's his dad or something, and his mom. Dad's like just overly physically abusive or something. And the kid is all like, he, stops him from hitting him again, and then all of a sudden, boom, he turns into this weird, huge black dude. Like, what? 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 I have no idea what's up with this character. This is just weird. And that seems a little odd. He turns from a blonde-haired white dude to this massive, dreadlocked black dude. It just doesn't make any sense. Are you washing dishes? That's good to know. That's good to know, Remy. That's good to know. I appreciate that. No, that's good stuff. That's good stuff. I've actually wondered what people were doing when they're watching, so that's good to know. That's cool to know. Oh, boom, yummy. Let's see here. But yeah, so far this issue is just odd. It really is. It's convoluted. It's kind of all over the place. It's the return of Multiple Man, but they don't really explain it. I don't like being confused. I don't like it. I don't like being confused. Because this is the first real scene where he comes in. It's about halfway through the comic book. That's the first scene where he actually comes into this issue. And they're talking about him. It's like, yeah, it's this is why he's known as Multiple Man. Because, he can split himself into multiple copies. And, oh, wait a minute. Summers? Is that, wait, is that, oh. Okay. I was actually wondering who this guy was. So this is Multiple Man, and that is Alex Summers. That is Havoc. So apparently Havoc was taking off at the start of the issue to talk to Maddox here, Multiple Man. Okay, so just figured out that piece of the puzzle. And so you're back to doing the hero thing. Boom, boom. Just want to do the right thing. And these guys are from the future. What happens in the past is undoable. You're proof of that. Excuse me. Okay, so. Oh, excuse me. Oh, Jimmy Cricket. 1 second, please. Frog in the throat. Okay, so yeah, I've been talking for just about 2 hours straight, and sometimes I forget to drink water, and that's what happens pretty much. So starting to make sense of the story. Alex takes off, Havoc takes off, leaves those other characters behind to talk to Multiple Man. And so Maddox, who is Multiple Man, he says something about changing the past. Can that be done? And then Havoc replies with, what happens in the past isn't undoable. You're living proof of that. Because he died. Multiple Man died in a previous issue. I'm not actually sure how he came back. Now this issue says Return of Multiple Man. So I thought this would actually explain how he came back, and it doesn't. It just doesn't. So that's a little disappointing, actually, to be honest. It just doesn't explain it. And then the battle, you got the battle. I'm not sure who these people are. And at that point, the art is just cartoony and goofy. This is 1998? And then this artist, I'm wondering about this one because this art makes me think of more modern times. If you know what I'm saying regarding certain modern comic book characters. Now they at least attempted to draw a decent looking woman, but I mean it's not the best art. I mean, at least they tried to make it look like a comic book woman. But the artwork is still cartoony, amateurish. And this is not, like I said, this is 1998. And this X Factor is not, it was not a second-rate title. X Factor wasn't as big as X-Men, but it was a big title. So I'm a little confused here. I'm a little confused. Like how? What? Where? Pencils. Lee Motor is the pencils. He's the artist. I don't know who he is though. I've never heard of Lee Motor, at least not jumping out at me. Not a clue. I don't know. It's just confusing me at this point. What? I honestly expect this from artists within the last like 5 years. Not from 1998. It's cartoony and goofy. And it's X Factor. Like, what? So, yeah, something about, these characters are from the future. I'm thinking these villains are probably from the future as well. They probably came back to try and stop them. That's my guess at this point. Now, the title of the issue, Return of Multiple Man, he's in the issue. He's in this issue, but... He's not in this issue very much. He's only in there for a few pages at most. At the very end, the last panel, there's Havoc. He's back with this team from the future. There's no Multiple Man. Like, where's Multiple Man? He doesn't really explain. He doesn't explain where he disappeared to, that he was talking to Multiple Man. Man, this thing's a mess. It really is. Jimmy Cricket, dude. This is a disappointment. Cross in a... She looks like a Super Bowl halftime show. I wasn't gonna go as far as Madonna there. Let's get. I can see where you're getting that from. Oh, Jimmy, I don't consider Madonna to be that attractive, so Madonna never crossed my mind. Because like I said, this guy at least attempted to make her look attractive. But yeah, I can see where you're getting that from. Oh, Jimmy Cricket, man. That's what I'm saying. You read this stuff, people are going to see different things. That's one of the beautiful things about it, especially if it's well done. Somebody's going to notice one thing, somebody else is going to see something else, and then you come together as a community, talk about it. It's like, hey, did you catch this? Oh, no, I didn't notice that the first time. That's so cool. Stuff like that, it's like that's just like a cross between Madonna and I don't know why that's so funny. Maybe it's the lack of sleep. I don't know. No, that was a good one. That's a good one. Oh, Jiminy Cricket. But yeah, I mean, overall, this issue is just confusing, and it's disappointing. It doesn't live up to it. It's the return of Multiple Man. And I remember when Multiple Man died in the comic books. They made this. It was on the cover of the issue. One of his copies was holding the original Multiple Man. At least it was supposed to be the original Multiple Man. And it was just like, it was a tragic event. It was. He was never like a huge character, like a huge main character. He was always part of the team. He's always kind of more of like a side character almost. So, but when he... Well, I'm glad you enjoy my laughter, because it's better than people being I don't know, horrified by it. So I appreciate that. I know some people, you listen to them talk or laugh, it's kind of like nails on a chalkboard. So that's I thank you for that compliment. Thank you. Oh, Jiminy Cricket, man. But yeah, this is, oh yeah. So yeah, I remember the issue. I know I have it in my collection. I'm like 99% certain I have it in collection. We'll get to it sometime when I can find it. No, that's actually one thing I would like to do. I would like to find that issue where he dies and then compare it to this one. I've got to remember to do that. I gotta find the issue, because it was a interesting issue. The one where he died, and this is just a massive disappointment. It's a massive letdown. Like, he pops up in here, Havoc is talking to him. He gives no explanation. Like, where'd he come from? Havoc is trying to get Multiple Man to join X Factor, but he doesn't. He decides not to, but doesn't explain where'd he come from. Where's he been all this time? The return of Multiple Man. It's just completely disappointing. I'm shocked. This is 1998. I'm a little shocked at how bad this is. The artwork is like subpar, and the story is just like it's chopped up. It's kind of all over the place, and kind of a big letdown. Like, what? Jiminy Cricket. How did we go from the Green Lantern and Spider-Man to this? That's crazy. Like, Jiminy freaking Cricket. It's like being on a freaking one of those little the carnival rides, the tilt-a-whirl thing. The whole thing spins, but then you got the individual car that spins within the spin. Like, we can really get it going. It's just like going boom, 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 boom. And you're just like, yeah. But then it gets stuck on that little curve, and it just swings back and forth. You can't get it going, and you're just like, come on, go, spin. And it just doesn't want to go. It's just, we went from just spinning like nonstop, mad crazy. And it's like, yeah, and then it just stops. And just like, That's what I feel like right now. What just happened? Dude, this is crazy. I couldn't have planned that. It's like, this is so disappointing. What happened with the rings? What rings are you talking about there? Because like, that's the only rings I can think of are from Green Lantern. So there's like I don't think there's any rings in this, so I don't know if you're talking about Green Lantern. Spin comes, yeah. I used to love that ride, at least when it was spinning. When it got stuck like that, I hated it. It was always just like, it was so frustrating. It was like, and then there were the times we'd ride on it, and we could never get it going. It would just be sitting there, just kind of like just stuck the entire time, and it was so disappointing. It was so disappointing. That is the level of disappointment I'm feeling right now after skimming through this. As it was like the return of Multiple Man. I mean, if you know the history of this character, like I do, and you know the issue where he died, I mean, you get hyped up. You see that, and you're all hyped up. It's like, Multiple Man, he's back. He's back. It's all good, Remy. It's all good. But, but yeah. When I pulled this out on the stack, I was like, oh, this is going to be a cool one. This is going to be a fun one. And Oh, gotcha. It's all good. It's all good. Oh man, stuff happens so fast sometimes. It's easy to get confused. There happens to me all the time. Doing this because, like I said, I jibber jabber kind of fast sometimes. So it's like, and there is a delay on the stream. I can't get rid of it yet. I don't know why it's there. So there is a bit of a delay. So I'll say something like half a minute ago, and you'll finally see it, and you'll respond to it, and I'm already like 30 seconds past that point. So it's I can get a little lost there sometimes. Just because of that. It's just, yeah. Hopefully someday I'll be able to upgrade my system to where there won't be that delay, but I don't know how long that's going to take. Cricket, but yeah, this was disappointing. I don't know how to explain it any more than that. This was a straight up disappointment, especially after those last two issues. Like, I can't believe this. 1998, X Factor. I expected way more from this. Oh yeah, huge contrast. Huge contrast. Boom. Oh my goodness. And that just goes to show you the variability within comic books. And that even in 1998, they still had the potential to put out bombs. Like, this was a stink bomb. This was a stink bomb right here. Man, I can't even... Oh my gosh. Because I remember that issue where he died. I do. I don't remember the details, but I do remember the issue. And it was a good one, from what I remember, at least. And this is just like... This is a stinky little monster. Like, what? What, the death of our... Wait a minute. Wait. Sorry, Alex, but they still blame you for the death of our other. They'll get over... Oh, wait a minute. What? Wait a minute. Yeah, see, like, I don't know the character as much as I would like. Like, I don't know if they really ever explained his character that well. I mean, I've missed plenty of issues and stuff like that. Okay, so, yeah, the last time I timed it over on my other channel was like 23 seconds. It used to be like a minute and a half. So I was able to streamline things to get it down to that 23-second mark. So it shouldn't be too crazy bad on this channel, I don't think. Because my streaming setup is a lot more... It's a lot smaller, a lot more streamlined than the other channel setup. So hopefully it's not that bad. Hopefully. But yeah, hopefully someday I'll be able to get it down there to where it's more, closer to instant communication and everything. Because it definitely makes things easier and more fun. Hopefully someday soon. But that's definitely one of my projects. But okay, so I I caught a line on here. So yeah, so Maddox, aka Multiple Man, is talking to Havoc right there, and he makes this statement: "Sorry, Alex, but they still blame you for the death of our other." So that makes me wonder. So in that issue with the death of Multiple Man, maybe it wasn't the source person, like the source Multiple Man. It might have actually just been one of his copies. So even with that understanding, I'm telling you right now, this title is clickbait, is the equivalent of YouTube clickbait. Son of a biscuit. Not cool, man. Not cool. Man, that's like... Dang it, Marvel. I was excited about this one, and it was just clickbait. It's like, come on, man. At the end of the issue, he doesn't even return. So he's technically not even returning. It's just a cameo. Come on, man. I can't make this stuff up. Odgy bludgy. Okay. Well, I think that about sums up that issue. It's a clickbait issue. Yeah, so even in 1998, they were still capable of producing stink bombs. And that was definitely a stink bomb. I'm at Chimney Cricket. It's just filling the room right now. We're going to go ahead and bag and board it and put it in storage. Because, you know, even if it is a stinker, it's good to remember stuff like this. Because it motivates you to produce quality work. In my humble opinion. So, It's a good example of what not to do. Let's put it that way. Boom, shakalaka. Okay, so she's bagged and boarded, ready for storage. X Factor number 146, June of 1998. The quote unquote return of Multiple Man. More like a cameo. Kill me here. But I would like to find that issue where Multiple Man does die, because I don't remember how they played it. That's the thing. I don't remember how they played that story out. At least in that issue. Oh man, yeah, I gotta find that someday. I'll find it one of these days. I will find that. We will get back to it. Because I don't remember that issue being a bad issue off the top of my head. Has been a long time, but memory is funny like that. I at least get the sense that it was a good issue. I need to find that. Gotta find it. But the other, man, overall though, it was a good stream. There was some good stuff, really good stuff. Green Lanterns, Spider-Man. What was the first issue? Thunderbolts. Yeah, Thunderbolts. Yeah, by and large, it was a good stream. Some good issues there. Good conversation. You gave me some good ideas there, Remy. Thank you for that. I'm definitely going to be exploring those options. It's like, oh yeah. Even with the little stinkers, you still get something out of it. That's the important thing. It's success is not. Oftentimes on the road to success, you're going to have failures, and it's good to remember those failures moving forward. Yeah. Good stuff from the garbage. Absolutely. One man's trash is another man's treasure in some cases. So yeah, that was the final issue for the stream. Let's go ahead and not going to end it just yet, but let's go ahead and get ready to wrap things up here. Oh my goodness. Okay, that is a hot mess right there. I'm gonna have to fix that. Don't mind that. You did not see that. It's like, oh, Jimmy Cricket. Still getting the hang of some of the stuff. I thought I had that fixed, but nope. Aji Podgy. That is the definition of Aji Podgy right there. Hopefully you weren't actually looking at the screen in that moment. We'll see here. Okay, I think that's better. That's better. And boom. Oh, you know what? I gotta see. I'm gonna be transitioning over to House of G as the channel name and everything. I gotta fix that stinger. Yeah, I just realized that. I'm gonna have to change that. I gotta make a new one there. Hopefully, it's not gonna be too much of a hassle. So yeah. We're gonna wrap this one up here. It's been a fun one. Oh my goodness, over 2 hours. I think this is the longest House of G I've done. And it's all your fault, Remedy, for encouraging me to dive deeper into these issues than I usually do. Not complaining. It's not a bad thing. Yeah, it has been a fun one. Definitely a fun one. No doubt about that. Some good stuff. Especially those first 3 issues. I mean, yeah, those are some pretty good issues to get into and everything. That 4th issue was a good example of what not to do in comic books. It was comic book clickbait. So disappointing. It's just disappointing. But at least we got those first 3 that totally make up for it. Oh man, thought-provoking. It's crazy. It's crazy just what's going on in the world today in general, and then specifically here in pop culture, comic books. Man, I just can't even. It's hard to wrap your mind around it. Like how I can't see. I'm the type of person, I couldn't do that. I couldn't sit there and destroy something like that. I can't. It's being the creative type. I got standards, values. If I'm gonna create something, I want to create something good. something in this case, entertaining. I want to do the best work I can. I want it to have meaning and value, and just what they're doing nowadays is just there's no way I could put my name to that, what they're doing. There's no way. I just couldn't do it. Not for all the money in the world, which is why I'm doing this. So I'm not making anything off of this. I'm not even close to being monetized. And honestly, I don't expect this channel to ever be monetized. If you watch any of my videos, some of the videos I talk about stuff, YouTube will never monetize that. It'll never happen. I'm not going to stop doing this channel, but I don't expect it to ever be monetized. I do not ever expect to make money off this channel, off these videos, off these live streams. It's not going to stop me though. It's not going to stop me. So I'm hoping my main channel does blow up and then take off, because if I can start turn that into like an actual revenue flow, it'll make it easier to do this stuff. This can be my passion project. My main channel will be in the main one. I have so much fun with that. It's not even funny. But if I can make that into a livelihood, a revenue stream, then maybe I'll be able to take some of that success and help build this channel on the side, even though it's probably never going to be monetized. It's a possibility. It's a plan. So we'll see. We'll see how it all goes. You have to wait, be patient. It takes time. And I've gotten way better at that. So. Who doggy? Well, okay. I want to thank you for watching. Thank you for hanging out, and Remy, thank you for being so active in the chat. It really helps. It really does. It makes it such a different experience, and it's been a lot of fun. So appreciate the comments. Said some amazing things. You've been wonderful. You've been great, Remy. Thank you so much. You've given me some very good ideas for future content, and yeah, as soon as we get to that point, we're definitely going to be pushing into that stuff. And it's exciting. It's great to have ideas to look forward to. It really is. Jiminy Cricket. So yeah, I got to put some thought into that. I got to put some serious thought into scheduling additional streams. Let me know, like, when, Jiminy Cricket. Like when I'm just curious, like if there's any specific time frame for you, for example, like I've got to balance it between my schedule and what I got going on, but I also want to make sure I'm picking a good time slot to do the stream. Monday, I like doing it on Mondays. For me at least, it's a great way to ease into the week and get things going. But so if I'm going to do another stream, like in a different part of the week, like, I got to figure out when is going to be a good time slot for that. So yeah, don't be afraid to offer your, point of view on that. Ciao, bello. Yep. All right. Ciao, Remy. Yeah. I think it's about time to wrap this. Wow. Over 2 hours. The longest hostage yet. Not complaining. It's been a blast. So, who doggy? Okay. You have a great one. You too, especially Remy. Appreciate hanging out. You have a fantastic day there. I will see you in the PMs there. And thank you for hanging out. Thank you for being so active and just so much fun in the chat there. we were going to keep this party rolling. Just having too much fun with this. There's been too much great conversation. We're definitely going to keep this one rolling. Who doggy? And we'll see if we can expand it here. Oh my gosh, it's actually pretty exciting there. So late mornings, I think late mornings for you might be early afternoon for me. Honestly, the current time frame, at least, like on a different day, I think that could work. So yeah, I mean, I'm not basing it on just one person's schedule. I'm basing it on my schedule plus what other people might possibly, for this type of content at least, might possibly be able to tune into. So, okay, yeah, I'll think about that. No, I at this point, I definitely would like to expand the number of streams I do. So, with this one, okay, so yeah, stay tuned. I'll let you know. All All right, so with that said, all right, Remy, you have a great one. Anybody else watching, I hope you have a great Monday leading into the week. Hopefully this makes it a little bit less rough of a start to your week there. Ooh, doggy. I had fun. I hope you did too. And, well, let's see. This has been the House of G, home of the original geek and the original gamer. Ooh, doggy. All right, you have yourself a fantastic Monday and a fantastic week. Boom. Yeah.